Your first tournament is tomorrow and you can't decide on a deck. You're not sure what you should bring, how you should prepare, or what you're going to do if you get the round 1 bye. I'm Nick with TCG HQ and I've played a lot of local tournaments for a variety of games, and I'm currently the tournament organizer for a dozen weekly events at Cards HQ, the largest card store in Atlanta, Georgia. Whether you're playing a brand new game for the first time at your local game store, or you're sitting down and attending your first Friday Night Magic, there are a few tips I've learned over the course of my time attending and running weeklies. And if you're looking for some guidance as you prepare for your first tournament, this is the video for you. This is 5 tips for attending your first TCG tournament. Starting off, we're going with number 5, make your deck choice early. The big question that I always see is what kind of deck I should take to my locals, so we're going to start with that. Most of the time, this answer is easy. Play the deck you think you'd like the most. If this is a net deck, no problem. Go ahead and put those cards together from a list online as soon as you can. There's no shame in it. If you still need some cards for it, check your game store's website for cards and place a pickup order or buy them in store. If you're worried about power level, there's a few things you can do to make that question easier. If you're going to play Commander, think of the bracket system. The bracket system is a set of guidelines that range from 1 to 5 for the Commander format that help you define the power level of your deck, with 1 being an unoptimized pile of cards to 5 being a hyper-competitive CEDH deck. You can find this bracket system on any major Magic website or deck builder around. Most of the time, your local Commander night will be around a 3, so building a deck that is a 3 is probably best for that environment. Upgraded precons, a homebrew without any game changers, stuff like that. If you're playing a more competitive TCG, say Riftbound, you're going to want to bring something that allows for a skill test without being overly oppressive or overpowered to the point where you or your opponents are not going to have the best time. If you have a homebrew, that's fantastic too. I recommend looking up discussion threads on strategies on Reddit, Discord, variety of different websites where you can find those kinds of resources. This will help you clarify what your best and most powerful cards might be for a suboptimal strategy. If you're playing Kaisa in Riftbound, that probably doesn't apply to you, but if you're running Ari, that might be a good idea. Moving on to point number 4, show up early. I personally always feel a little rushed when I show up to a local just before start time, and especially if it's your first one, I recommend you try and avoid doing that. If you get to the shop an hour early, 30 minutes early, not only can you browse a little bit, but you can also meet other players who have the same idea, which gives you an opportunity to discuss the game with other players if you're newer and looking for info or advice, or you can also get practice games in, or both. If your store has value bins to look through, this also gives you time to look through those if you're looking for cheap cards to fill out your deck or your collection. This rolls into our third tip pretty easily. Number 3, bring trades. Part of the benefit of showing up early is the opportunity to trade, the lifeblood of TCGs. It's in the name after all, trading card game. There's nothing better than cracking open a box, hitting one of the chase cards of a set, and then being able to turn that into a bunch of different cards that you really need. Normally, you want this to be as equivalent of a trade as possible, or, like we mentioned, you can use a bigger card to acquire a bunch of ones that you still need for your deck. If you show up early, the more opportunities you could have to trade and discuss deals with other players and collectors. Plus, if you're looking to buy an open product while you're at the shop, getting there early is a good opportunity to do so. If you're newer to your game of choice, a new set just dropped, or you're looking to fill out a deck, bringing trades is a great way to bridge the gap between you and the people you meet while letting you get some value out of your cards. There are a few rules of thumb that I always recommend familiarizing yourself with and following when you're attending a tournament at a local level, especially early on. Some of this can apply to bigger tournaments as well, but for now we're going to focus on just what might happen at your local game store. When you're playing in a match, always remember that your opponent is trying to win as well, but the stakes of a weekly are typically pretty low. This is an opportunity for you to engage with the other person as a fellow player and potential friend. Keep in mind, you're going to likely be attending these tournaments many times if you have a good time. This one might be your first and you might be the new guy, but that will not always last, so you want to give off a good first impression. Be friendly, be courteous, and try not to take things too seriously. In the instance that your opponent messes up or you mess up, it's important that this is communicated quickly and both of you try to learn from it. For example, in the very first store showdown I attended for Star Wars Unlimited back in May of 2024, I was at a store I had never been to in a town that I was visiting many miles from my actual local game store. I was still getting used to the game, but I thought it was a good opportunity to spend some time playing at a slightly higher level than normal. At the time, store showdowns, even though they were still the highest level of casual play for that game, were the most competitive events we had. Needless to say, there were a few instances where I got a card ruling wrong, and I tried my best to learn from it. Where I misunderstood, I tried to learn instead of thinking my opponent was trying to shark me or anything, because most of the time that's not what's going on, especially for a weekly or something slightly above that. Most of the time, store-level events are not going to be the event where everyone is trying really hard to take down the tournament and get that 3-0. Some might, but in my experience, those are outliers. And if you happen to get paired against the one person that's taking it super seriously, that's also a good opportunity to learn what the meta might look like for the game you're trying to play and figure out what you can do to improve that matchup with your deck. And that bridges into our final tip, tip number 1. Take some time to learn and plan for next time. Before your first local, there's a lot of anxiety and intimidation. Even now, as I've tried a ton of different card games and seen new players come and go for the dozen local events we run at Cards HQ, if I'm sleeving up a game for the first time and going to a store I've never been to, I'm still the new guy, I still get a little anxious, and I still have a lot to learn. It's perfectly normal to go 0-3 at your first local. It's perfectly normal to get stomped. The important thing is that you learn, you enjoy it, and you take your experience and apply it to your deck, your gameplay, and your time invested into this amazing hobby. You are going to spend 3 to 4 hours at a game store for a weekly tournament, and in that time you can learn a lot. It's a great opportunity to take away knowledge about the game you're trying to get better at and play more of. Don't let your first time at a local tournament be the last, no matter how rough it might be. Learn a little bit each time you go, and before long an 0-3 record will turn into a 3-0, and you can take the advice in this video and help out the next new player that comes in when the new set drops. And those are 5 of my essential tips for how to approach your first TCG tournament. We tried our best to make this video have as wide of a reach as possible so that it can apply to as many games as possible. If you're playing a more casual game like Commander or Union Arena, I hope you can still take away something here, and if you're looking to grind a game competitively, I think there are some nuggets of truth in this video as well for you. If you enjoy this type of content, please let us know in the comments below and give this video a like, and also consider subscribing and checking out some of our other videos on similar topics. We upload every week on Monday, and we'd love to see you stick around. I'm Nick with TCG HQ, and I'll see you next time.